Hello, hello. It's Tuesday. I was like, I don't know what day it is. It's Tuesday. We're at month end because some of you are going to be watching replay and want to know, why is she such a frazzled mess? I'm just always a frazzled mess. No, I'm just kidding. We've had an exciting day, guys. Exciting day. Hopefully I'm actually live in the right place this time. Did it tell me? Am I actually live in the team page this time? Not my personal page. You have thumbs up if I'm on the team page. Thing is, a lot of you guys thank God, all the Color Street people jumped on my live on my personal page. So, hello. All right, let me put this away. Tonight's going to be a lot of, what's the word? Setup for the series. All right, we're going to talk about some good stuff. Let's see, does that work? Can I do that with it? Is that going to hold it? Why would it hold it when I went into? How about like that? Maybe that'll hold it. We're going to see. Hey. Good, I am on the team page, thanks. Sorry, I needed that. All right, let's do this. Social media. We are a social selling company. We do have the party-based model. Okay. That is where our beauty socials come in. But I know that social media and growing your business works. I am a example of it. I have built my entire organization, not once, but twice, 179 million% on social media. Does that make me an expert? No. Does that make me this crazy guru? No. But I know what it takes. And I do know that things change and the mindset you need to have and the things you have to do, the non-negotiables and all of that. Hello. All right. So I want to just preface it with that. They're like, where is Monica coming from? If you don't know my story, I started my first company. I made a Facebook group. I had never even made a Facebook group before. Okay. In my first Facebook group, I invited 60 people. Only 3 people in that actual group. People want to be joining my video. No, thank you. Only 3 people in that group I actually knew in real life. Like I had actually physically met. They were all from mommy groups, online, whatever, making relationships. I grew that group to 1,000 people in under a week. Like, I'm telling you, social media is something I have studied, and you're going to continue to study. Here's the thing. If you want to be good at social media, you have to be open-minded and willing to go with the trends. And with us being a social selling company, I believe there is more room for market share in other places other than our amazing boomers and millennials, and that is Gen Z. So throughout this series, I'm going to actually really lead up to Gen Z, because I know a lot of people are like, why is Gen Z so important, Monica? I'm going to tell you why it's so important, okay? I'm going to tell you why, how, and all of that. That was a very different time, Megan. That group was a very, very, very different time. That was when things were so different now. The groups now, I don't believe in these big groups on Facebook. I don't think that that's what you need. You need relationships. You need to be growing your network on your personal page. Everything I talk about has to do with your personal page. Nothing has to do with your VIP page. I repeat that. Nothing has to do with your group or VIP page. Your personal Facebook page is the only thing I will be referring to in this entire series. Hold on, I can feel my nails gonna lift. I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna pop it off because I'm playing with my nails. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's get going. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna give you all the things, but I believe that's not the way to do it anymore. It was more of an example of, I started with the times. I had no idea what I was doing. I figured it out. I'm gonna continue figuring out, and I believe that there's a lot of other things we could be doing for our businesses and stuff. I know, this is just the free stuff that comes with it. It works fine. Yes, Kayla, this is going to apply. I'm not talking just about Facebook. I'm actually very much not talking about Facebook, a lot of this. I'm going to be covering Instagram, TikTok, some Snapchat, and maybe a couple other new platforms I'm hearing about that I'm piloting myself that I just opened accounts with. So it's going to be a lot. There might be more than 5 series. We don't know. So. No, everything's allowed on there, Kathy. You just can't sell at a discount. Technically, you really shouldn't sell on your personal page because it's just spammy and it's just exactly what you want to not be doing. But you can do a giveaway now. Say that you're having a giveaway. You just can't say you're having a sale. You can say join my VIP to find, like, your VIP isn't. It should be a commercial. Color Street should be a commercial to the Kathy show. Let's start with the good stuff, okay? Telegram, yeah. Be real. Be real is a new one. It's confusing me, but we'll get to that. Today was day 1. It didn't go well. So what is this training going to give you? What are you going to get out of these trainings in this series? I hope simple systems that can be duplicated, that you can teach anybody who joins you in this business. Because I want to give you something. I want to give you something that you can recreate, duplicate, educate, and backwards, reverse, and more. More time management, especially because I know a lot of you are, the number one things about social media is it's a time suck and it creates inconsistency in your business because it's a time suck. Okay. Or you get overwhelmed and then don't do it. All right. Market growth, talking about Gen Z, millennials, how to market to them separately and collectively. Okay. And content creation. We'll get to some of that also. But all right, I'm going to not read those for a minute. I love you guys because my squirrel is too much. So I will go back and answer any questions after. If I don't answer you, don't think I'm being rude. My thing's further away than possible. So I'm like literally like this. All right. And then I will get time suck, overwhelmed. It's huge. Erica's huge. It's the number one. Those are the number one. Like, they're both equally number one issues with social media. So I'm hoping that this is going to help. But so that's what you're going to get out of it. If you want to know what you're buying into before you waste your time, because there's going to be hours and hours with Monica, right? Next, I need you to commit to something. I need you to commit that I might tell you something today that could be changed 2 months from now. It could be changed 2 weeks from now. Technically, 2 days from now, when anything I teach you could change. Yes, that is an absolute probability. I feel very yellow. Hold on. Just realized that. I'm like, I feel very yellow. It might just be me. No, it's definitely the light. There we go. Sorry. It's like, am I dying? Okay, I'm dying. Okay. I need you to be open-minded that this is going to change. But the thing is, you're going to have the roots. And the thing is that I still have the roots and the mindset. Number 2 is that open mindset. If you haven't watched my mindset on social media, go watch it. If you haven't watched some of my social media basic trainings on their YouTube channel, go watch it. All right. Those are all great. Those are all very relevant things. Okay. This is really going to be a little bit different and more than I've ever really gotten into it. All right. Here, you need to have non-negotiables in your business, right? Non-negotiables on social media every day. Like death's door, kid first day of school, you still need to have some non-negotiables. Okay? You're like, what? What? Yes. You need to figure out what those truly are for you, but I'm going to tell you what the standard should be. Not to be a rock star, to be a great stylist, to be a great business owner on social media. Not to be a rock star. These are standard average numbers, so I want you to figure them out for yourself. 3 to 7 stories a day. That's if you are just starting on stories or if you're a guru in stories, okay? 3 to 7 is it. It is still the proper number. I just taught this to the entire company 2 years ago when I was piloting stories like crazy for over a year. Came up with the formula, putting 2 Color Street in there. I would do 2 Color Street, 3 you, mix them up, make sure you're putting, music and all the things in there, making them fun. There are many story trainings. They're still relevant. Go watch them. But those are non-negotiables. You should have this in front of you in your to-do list. 10 minutes a day. 10 to 15 minutes a day for social media. We run a social selling company, okay? And I'm going to get into some numbers why you want to do it on here. Okay. Once a day on your personal page. Okay. You don't ever do more than 4. Never post like 90 minutes within 90 minutes of each other. Like if you post, don't post again in 30 minutes to an hour. Try to go several hours. I try to do 3 is my standard. Sometimes I get very excited and I've done less than 3, but you'll never see me post. If you do, that means like the world's coming to an end. You should really be watching what I'm posting if you ever see me post that closely on social media, because it just messes up your algorithm. These are all algorithm numbers. These are proven numbers. These are numbers I do. These are numbers that the gurus, you can go listen to any top network marketer. You can go listen to any, analytics person on Facebook and the different algorithm. This is Facebook though. We're talking Facebook right now. Then we're going to get into the other ones. I told you, I promise. I have all the things. We're not going to do it all today. 3 organic. Okay, your millennials like Facebook Messenger. Gen Z doesn't. We're going to get into all that. But your millennials like it. You need to have 3 organic conversations a week. 3 with new people, organic conversations a week. And what does that mean? That means somebody who is they can be on your friends list already. They are not a Color Street consultant. They are not an ex-stylist. They are not a customer. They have absolutely zip to do with Color Street, and that is not already one of your best friends. Okay? That is 3 organic conversations. Absolutely nothing to do with Color Street. All right? Jennifer, you need to go get your pillars. Where's your pillars? Go watch the pillars training after this. Pillars, because that's going to help you, because that's what I do. I literally try to hit 2 pillars, 2 Color Street, and then 1 random is kind of how I do it. I always try to hit the 2 pillars at least and put that in there. And the stuff, if you're posting once a day on your social media, share that. There's number 5. Boom. 2 pillar things. That could be a quote about empowering women. If you're a dog mom, you could put a picture of your dog in there. All right, 2 Color Street things, maybe a this or that, and there is so much content, and there is going to be some content creation and give you ideas on all of that. Not today, but probably in the next, probably be in the 3rd one. But there will be content creation, how to create, how to do the things, I promise. But that is a great question. Pillars is the number 1 answer, though. Go get your pillars, and it's going to make your content so much easier. And then print off your content creation map. It's going to help you plan it out. I'll show you how I do that too, if we have time at the end. All right, so 3 new organic conversations a week. After you do that, you need to touch them. I call it a touch. This is a Monica term. I know, Monica-isms here. 2 times a week for a minimum of 6 weeks. So what does that mean? That means, I'm going to use Candace as a example, because I just saw her pretty little face come up. All right, so Candace I've never spoken to before, and I have a conversation with her about her dog, Dolly, who she absolutely adores. And I know she adores her because I've seen her about her on social media. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to message her and be like, hey, my friend has one of these too. Are they, I just have questions. My kids, or maybe your kids have allergies. Are they hypoallergenic? Or, just commenting on her stuff a few times. When she posts Dolly the next time, I'll love all those photos. The next time she posts Dolly in her PMs, I'm going to comment and be like, she is so stinking cute. I love how happy she's made you. I can just see it in your face. And I'm just, it's just good to see that kind of love. It's hard, whatever. I'm awkward. See, I'm awkward. It's okay. And then when she responds, that's 1 organic conversation. Okay. When she responds, and then you respond again. Okay. It's big. It's big, guys. 3 of those a week. 3 of those a week. These are non-negotiables if you want to have a social selling business, okay? If you're telling me your business is stagnant, you're not growing your VIP, that is okay. I don't honestly care if you're growing your VIP. I know nail bars have been hard. I believe that that's not going to be the case when Beauty Social switches over next month with our amazing lipstick. I really do believe there's going to be a very different way of thinking about it. But here's another thing. Here's another way to market, and this is through social media. The touches. Yeah, you have to touch them. Because that's the thing. So that is, side note, I'm making a tracker for that. So you're going to have a touching tracker, basically. I'm not going to call it that because that's really creepy. But basically, contact tracker. All right, so that because here, you want to know why? Because this girl right here will start doing this with people, and then she forgets she's doing it. because my PMs get lost all the time. And then I forget and I lose sight of it. And then I got to start it all over again. And then I look like an asshole because, yeah, I don't care. It's 9 o'clock in my world. It's not, but I swear. But then I'm like, now I look inauthentic because I truly freaking forgot. Because of my ADHD, I just freaking forget. I forget to respond to my best friends. Of course I'm going to forget to respond to the people I'm trying to build relationships with. We need a tracker. All right? Yes, Michelle, there is stories training. There's one in here, but go to the one in the main Color Street the main Color Street page. If you search me, it's in there. It's from like December of 2020 or something like that, or November of 2020. I have a lot bigger face, so I look a little different. I think I have black hair. That helps. I'm like, what color hair? I had a lot of hair changes. All right, so that is going to be another tracker for you coming with that, because I believe that it's necessary because I need it myself. So there you go. That is coming. You need to do 1 live a week. 1 live a week. It can be on Facebook. It can be on Instagram. It can even be on TikTok. I don't give a rat's behind. You can go live in all 3. But you need to do 1 live a week. Somewhere, somehow. Not in a closed group that nobody's going to frickin' see. Did you hear me? Not in a closed group. Emphasis, your VIP does not count as 1 live. This is something about you. This is you. This is not Color Street. You can do a Color Street thing in your live. You can do a demo. You can show them this lipstick, but you're going to show them other things and bring them value. Because there's nothing more selfless in selling than to serve. Okay? You're serving, not selling. So we're going to also work on that, but that's a whole nother thing for another day. So that's a little bit about some non-negotiables that I kind of have in my brain, kind of where I see it. I am going, I have so many notes and I'm not doing all of this, so I'm just kind of going backwards in my notebook, and I don't usually. Also, another statistic I wrote down, pages. So like Facebook pages, there's Facebook groups, there's your personal page, and there's Facebook pages. Pages, like 5% of your audience sees those. Okay, do your personal. Your personal is where it's at. If you're gonna put time into anything, it's not a business page. That's what I'm saying about pages. A lot of people call them business pages. Okay. All right. I wish I could read my handwriting in that, right? I really just want to know what that word is. It's bothering me so bad. Salesy. It's salesy. I was like, what did you write, Mon? What did you write? What did you write? What did you write? It was salesy. Okay, now I feel better. I can keep going. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Gen Z. We're going to back up now. We're going to talk what we're going to talk about. We talked about that. We're going to back it up. Let's talk about Gen Z. What is Gen Z? For those of you who don't know, because honestly, I didn't really know much about them before I started doing all this crazy research like a mad woman, right? Where's all my notes? Okay. Basically, Gen Z is anybody, data conflicts, 95, 96 they were born, all right? The oldest ones are about 24 years old right now, right? So 22, 6, yeah. About 24-ish, I want to say. They're right in that category. Doesn't sound right. 16. No, they're like 20. They're later in their 20s. Never mind, we're not going to do that math. It doesn't matter. Gen Z is around there. Oh, okay, so yeah, well, it's like 20. I thought it was like 27 though. I was like 95. So Brianna is a Gen Z. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not a lot of Gen Zs. There's 2 of you here. You know how excited that makes me? Because you guys are our future. They're our future, guys. So I want you to know, the boomers are have the biggest buying power, right? They're the wealthiest right now. These boomers, they've been saving. They did a good job. You boomers out there, I know we have them. You guys are phenomenal. You did your thing, and then you made us millennials. Well, guess what? We're the largest group of consumers out there currently right now. However, Gen Z, hold on, where is it? Let me find my thing. Last year was, I think in Forbes, I saw it was $360 billion in buying power for teenagers through early 20s. Okay, 360 billion for them alone. Okay, just so you know, in case you were wondering. All right, they are 40, next year they were gonna be 40% though. They're growing, they're rising. They're gonna be 40% in the population's not anymore. They're gonna be 40% of the global population next year. They are officially gonna be the largest, or are, a lot of people say they are, they're about to be, it is. They're everything, okay? And they want a little bit different. They're really cool. So we're gonna talk about it. Thing about Gen Z is if they don't agree with culture of the company, if they don't agree with that stuff, they're really good at boycotting. All right, they're very big on diversity. They're the most diverse generation of all time. Race, nationality, sexuality, whatever, anything, ethnicity, they are the most diverse, and it means everything. It is a huge, amazing culture shift. They have been part of this awesome, inclusion culture shift, and it's only going to get to be more, right? Look at all of you. Little things. Love it, love it, love it. So, what is the number one market for Gen Z? Well, they're what is the word they call them? Hold on, let me look at, I'm like flipping around. I had too many notes. Digital natives is what they call them. Why are they digital natives? This is the first generation that doesn't know what life is like without an iPhone in their hands. They do not know what it was like without internet. They don't remember a time. We were the last of the Mohegans, guys, us millennials. Like last of the Mohegans. I remember working on DOS and then getting the dial-up AOL, like all the things. I was in college the year Facebook came out, and only college people, you had to have, first off, it was only like this top 100 popular schools, and I had this little dinky school, so we had to wait to get access to Facebook. You only got on Facebook if you were in college, all right? Do you remember that? Facebook wasn't even made for what it is now. It's crazy. Dial-up, yes, right? Someone would call and bump you off. It's so bad. It's so bad. So they are strongly influenced by people too. They're not about the man, meaning the corporate. They're not about the company. They're going to align with a company and whatnot, but it's going to be you that does that. And what have we always taught you? What has Monica always said? What are you selling? Yourself. You're selling yourself. And they're strongly influenced by people. And the connection they make with that person, that's what's going to make them want to be part of this company. That's what's going to make them want to be part of our product and wear our product and try our product and put our product out to the world, right? So Facebook came out in college, yes, and only college people had it. You couldn't have it if you weren't in college. Gen Z, they want the newest trends, the newest, the greatest, the fastest, right? They need that authenticity. I already said they're more diverse than any other generation before them. They're seeking that personal connection though, especially because of COVID and because they're so digitalized, they really do want connection through, and they want it quickly. So they want connection, but they want it at their fingertips. They don't want to just, not like they want to all be in a group together. No, they want just feels, like the feels, right? They're not risk takers, actually. Millennials are much bigger risk takers. All right, millennials will do all the research. We're kind of like that junkie of we're going to review everything before we buy it. But Gen Z, you would think they're they're young, they just jump into it. No, they're not one to just instantly trust a company because they know the name. They're not going to just drink Coke because their mom drinks Coke. They're going to see what they're doing in the world for the world, and that's why they're going to drink Coke. Is it cool to drink Coke? Okay, it's big. So let's see. They don't like labeling themselves, so they don't like labels. That's a huge thing, something to think about as you're learning about this. And this is a lot of background stuff, and you're like, Mom, why do we need this? It's gonna make a lot of sense when we work on content later. All right. Don't like labels. Inclusivity is very important to them for all. So again, if companies out there not including people not making, that's what I love about Color Street. We've had women, I had a personal person that I sponsored who was legally blind, who could do color straight. Like we have always, we have people in wheelchairs, other disabilities that work this business, and I absolutely love it. It is made for everybody. All right, that's why I'm having pictures like our collage made, which I will be putting out next week with Color Street, or should I say Team Choose Happiness. Beautiful women of all colors, ages. All right, what have I always said? What was one of the things I'm the most proud of on this team? How, if you haven't seen this, then you haven't watched enough of my lives. How diverse. We have one of the most diverse teams in this company. I know that. I am very proud of that, especially after doing this research. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So they really take time to evaluate things before they purchase is really what I want to get at. All right. So what do you want to market to them? You're like, Mana, they don't really have, like, they're young, you know, whatever. Well, first it's going to open your business. It's going to open you up for new business either way. All right. Even if you don't touch all of them, it's going to open up for another type of customer. Right. As well as you're going to be staying on the trends of social media. So if you're trying to learn Gen Z going forward, you're going to be staying on the trends, thus excelling and continuing in the social selling business. 7 years ago was a very different time. I started 7 years ago in December, like literally 7 years ago. This is not the same ball game. It's not the same, but it's still here in bigger and better ways. So again, they really trust people. Influencers are huge. Brand ambassadors are huge. They're actually more apt to even trust someone like an influencer or a real person that like sells a product over maybe even a celebrity. Like Lady Gaga, let's say, I think she did like Versace, or she was one of those. Like they would be more apt for like an advocate to be the model for them over Gaga, even though she's a bad example because she's literally like Gen Z's, whatchamacallit, poster girl. So why are they kind of like this? This is really big to me. Gen Z, why are they like that with the shopping and all the things? And they actually really love the entrepreneurial, which I didn't know this either. They love entrepreneur, all right? They actually feel safer starting their own business instead of having a job or college is because they saw their parents. A lot of them saw their parents struggle through the recession. First year I went into the workforce was 2008. I went and worked for a Wall Street firm in June of 2008. And do you know what happened in the fall of 2008? The fall of our economy happened. And it was very depressing to work there. And I did not last very long. And that's why I'm here now. So I'm, as much as I don't want to say that, I believe everything happens for a reason. So they're very cause-oriented, socially responsible. So our foundation really aligns with kind of that mindset of causes and everything else. All right. Oh, and I love this. I love stats. So I wrote a little stats. 39% of millennials, okay, that's that, like 80, what is it? It's like 82 to, 94, 95. Only 39% actually want to change the world for the better. 60% of Gen Z wants to make the world a better place. All right, so they're not too bad. I know they're shitty teenagers right now. Some of you are a little bit older and real cute in here, and I'm so excited. I don't know if it's too restrictive. I think they don't like labels, so I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. But I don't get what you're trying to say, Michelle. Honestly, because you're right. But I don't like. Did I say something that's making you like? That's what I think I'm worried. Like, did I say something that didn't make sense? That's what I want to make sure I didn't confuse anybody. You're not wrong. I don't have enough men on this team yet to wear the makeup though, if that's what you're getting at, because absolutely men can wear makeup. I hope you got like that. That's not a thing. All right. Yes. Anyways, saw the parents draw. 59% trust the brand they grew up with. They're twice as likely to leave. Gen Zs are twice as likely to leave a positive review and not a complaint on a product. And they love reviews. telling people what they need. They love to be seen, as do millennials. They love to be heard, acknowledged, and then feel like they're part of you have a problem to solve for them. All right, so that's really big. Most time online, so here's another thing. They're going online for a lot of things. Inspiration, entertainment, social ability, socializing, sharing their voice, being in, finding inspiration, giving inspiration, buying things. All right, so that is big, big, big. Where is that amazing quote? I really liked it. Did I erase it by accident? I might have. It was good. I'll find it after in my notes. It literally says, no, it's gonna bug me. Hold on. Is it hidden? I think I hid it somewhere in here. It basically said, it was a staggering. It was like age 16 to 23-year-old women go to TikTok is the #1 place they go to find new products. It was basically that. It was that 16 to 23-year-old women, I know they don't like stereotypes, but people who identify as a woman, like, they go to TikTok for new products, to find out about a new product or to find new products, both. TikTok. They don't go to the store. They don't go to the website of the company. They don't Google it. They go to their social media platforms. It's huge. I think so. I think yes and no to that. Yes, because millennials are still different, and millennials are still and boomers are huge part of our they're huge. It's just more like I want us to be more like educated and and I'm explaining these more so you see why social media is so important for you to be working your business, because you're really not cutting in, and really Color Street is for all. And that's where I think we need to maybe, you have to choose how you want to market it. You can market this any way you want, truly, except to children, because that's not legal. But as long as they are 12 and older, I don't care who they are, what they are, where they come from. Color Street's for them. All right. If they want to feel beautiful, we have products to help them feel beautiful. End of story. All right. So where are we at with time? I want to see where we are at. Couple marketing tips, because then we're going to get into specifics next week. TikTok, how to market that, for TikTok. We're going to start going through the different platforms. Instagram, how to use it, what to do, what's the most important things on there. TikTok, what's the most important things, how often, the times. I'm going to give you charts with the best times. I got all the graphs from other people, all research, lined them up, what really makes sense. The averages of the times. That is all coming to you as well. So you're going to get that and the other tracker hopefully for next week. I don't know, Alex. That I have no idea. So just a few generic marketing tips for them going forward. Eye-catching and visual. They want eye-catching and visual content. All right? They want short forms of video, bite-sized pieces. All right? They don't want you to sit there and show them how to do an entire manicure. They want to see the strip go on the finger. Done. Ta-da! So, and that's okay. Some of this social media stuff isn't going to be for everybody, because you're going to be able to choose if you want to learn it, or choose if you, does that make sense? So I think that is really, there's going to be something for you all throughout, but not everything will be relevant to how you're working your business right now. But it might give you ideas or help you use those other platforms, which is what I hope to do, is get you on one more platform by the end. You see what I did there? If you're on all of them, there's some of you that are on all of them, fantastic. But if you are only on Facebook right now, my #1 goal on this whole thing is A, consistency and time management, but B, to get you on one more platform. Okay, so yes, so micro content. Me too, Jamie. Especially Well, see, that's the thing. They actually aren't like attention, like our generation, millennials, or I don't know if you're a millennial. You might not be. You might be younger. They even said like it's not even the attention deficit of us. It's just we only want to see what we want. We just don't want to watch. Like our generation made binge watching a thing. You know, binging a show didn't exist. You couldn't watch a whole season or series together. All right, before our generation. We didn't watch 3 days worth of a Friends marathon. We were them. So we can stay concentrated on something, but it has to be something we want. So back to Gen Z though. Short forms, micro content, visual effects, music. You know, you'll see it in like reels. If you've ever watched a reel, TikTok video, any of that stuff, a lot of transitions. You'll see those fun things that kind of like, you know, like they'll put their hand up and come back and like they have a pretty face, or, you know, different switching of the camera. They love that, right? That is appealing to them. Sometimes that stuff makes me dizzy. That's where I'm like, maybe I am old. All right, maybe I am. All right. I'm very comfortable with me. They love creativity and interacting. So what does that mean? Making posts where they tap, where they click, swipe, whatever. That's great with stories. Do a poll. Always try to have some kind of poll up where they can tap. All right, yes or no, and get to choose. They love why? Why do they love it? Connection. They feel connected to it. They feel a part of it by getting to swipe or choosing, and then you're seeing what they like. This is not that like, if you feel this way, it's not the, oh God, what is the term? Clickbaiting. They don't like that. Nobody likes that. Don't clickbait. This is literally that kind of thing though, where they can, you know, the different swiping. And that's the thing, like if your story's interactive and you have a couple in a row, you know, like swipe this way to see the results. You know, you might be like, this is the mess, and then swipe and you get to see the, you know, pretty, or the garden grew, or, you know, whatever. You chopped all your hair off. So that is big. Tagging and hashtags. Okay. Tagging your location. All right, when you're sharing photos, branding hashtags are really big. They search things through the hashtags. That's how they're finding these new products. What they're doing is going to TikTok and going hashtag lipstick and looking at what's coming up. That's how they're finding new products. As everybody goes and hashtags lipstick right now, if you haven't already, okay? Oh, the Stylist Shop Only exclusive just came out. Check your email. I'm almost done. Then you can go figure out what you want to do with your life. But that's how I find things. Hashtag, you know, Disney adults. That's how I find other adults on there that like the same things as me, is through hashtags. Or I go to the brand and then I look at who's tagged that brand. That's how we do it, all right? Not everybody does it. Yes, look at the hashtags in the pumpkin spice reels. Trend, it's a trend, right? It's the newest thing. They want that. That is exactly what they want. They want stuff that's fun and cool. We know that. I'm not going to be fun and cool, but I'm going to try to connect and just be me. And responding. That's big, big, big. I've had to really work on that personally in Facebook. Or any of them, honestly, any. Instagram, all right? Started TikTok, same thing. Anybody who comments, you respond to every single one. Gary Vee will yell at you if you don't, all right? That man has made $1 million 100 times over. Reese, he tells everybody, you know how I made it in social media? Where he thought I was crazy, and I worked extra hours in the beginning, and you know, he said all this thing, and I actually that's one of my running goals. Like one of my personal goals is to try to respond to, not in my groups, unless it's my VIP, but on my personal platforms, to try to go in a very timely manner, you know, within so many hours, and respond. I'm not perfect at it. I'm getting better at it, but that is my goal. Like to set 15 minutes a day to go do the responses. Because I was posting and ghosting, guys. Like, I'm not perfect. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right? Yes, hashtags are huge. Huge, huge, huge. All right? Also, where you are, they want to see that. Like, so if you're at a state park walking with your dogs, like, tag that state park. You don't have to do it when you're physically there so people like you feel creepy. Do it later when you get home and you're not going back there. Like if you like seriously, it's big. Put where you are at. All right? Beliefs and values and sharing. So that is super, super big for them. Where are we? All right, I'm gonna give you a couple millennial tips and then we're done. And then I can show you this because I don't want this to be any longer. It's getting long. Quick millennial tips if you don't know already. Don't become salesy. Don't sell to the millennials. We're just gonna look at you like, nope. That buy now bullshit, that used car salesman, that honky dork, never gonna work with our generation. We're the no bullshit babes. That's what I call us, the no bullshit babes. All right, we want quality. We want respect. I don't need you to go above and beyond for me, but I also don't need you to try to sell me on something. I don't. Like, if you're gonna do it, at least do it in a better way like they do for Gen Z, okay? All right? Yeah, we're the same, like, it's like, exactly. I feel like we I don't know, even B's like, I think I'm Gen X. I'm like, technically you're a millennial, but you probably, like, I think we kind of all overlap. Share, don't sell, always. No bullshit, babes. New shirt. I'm gonna write that down. Hold on. That's a good one. Next week, you can win on Team Choose Happiness. Millennials. Hashtag millennials. No bullshit, babes. Hashtag millennials. Okay. Where do they like to do their stuff? Text, Messenger. WhatsApp app is huge for them. Oh, also Gen Z. I didn't talk about it. Snapchat. Snapchat is actually number one for Gen Z right now. Snapchat is how they're communicating with people. That's their texting. All right. They love, and I have a whole thing on Snapchat. It's not my favorite, but I have it. And I'm actually gonna go work back to do it. We're gonna just do all these things. You know I love you guys. But they love Snapchat and TikTok are the like top two right now. They're like fighting for, then TikTok will be the number one for Gen Z going forward. I think 60% of TikTok users are also Gen Z. So that's big. They're not using Messenger. They don't like Messenger. They probably don't even have it on their phone. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you have a Gen Z or you are Gen Z. If you're here, you probably do because of your business. But if you're not working a business, like the younger ones that are still in their late teens, they're not using that. They're using things like WhatsApp app or Snapchat or Be Real and things like that. All right. Where millennials, we love Messenger still. It's kind of our comfort zone. We like Instagram, even Messenger is fine too. Text messaging, that is our communication. All right. WhatsApp app for us. Sorry, WhatsApp is for us. Snap is for the Gen Z. All right. Oh yeah, this is where I wrote. We have the attention span, but only for what we want. Only for what we want. All right. So, Tiffany, I think we've been doing years and years and years and years of marketing to the boomers and X, and honestly, it's the millennials. Like, just looking at, like I said, boomers, I started in the beginning, they're the richest right now, but the market share and where we need to find, I think we're almost all, like, probably 80%. I would say 60% is millennials into that, a little bit with the Gen Z, Gen X, at the ends, right? And there's a few of the others on, like, I think that, and then Gen X up, like, we're millennials up basically in this. So this is learning a new, they're very similar. Exactly, Leslie. I feel like we really overlap. They're almost like that forgotten generation. They're like in the in-betweens of them. My husband, he's like, I'm not a millennial. Yes, honey. He's going to be 40 this year. He is the, like, starting point. All right, so only what we want. They're fact checkers, that, again, that no bullshit. Don't try to lie, dupe us, all that, ring. That's it. Like, we done. Authenticity is huge for us as well. Appealing to emotions is really big, and I think that's been huge. And I think it all makes sense when I read that today. I was like, appealing to the emotions is so big for millennials, but it is because I feel like we are one of the first generations, us, meaning myself, that have made mental health okay to talk about. And Gen Z is only amplified and helped that because they are going to be the first generation where mental health is not looked at as a stigma. I believe that when you guys, 10 years from now, mental health is just going to be healthcare, and it's going to get the love that it needs, especially for women. All right, it's not going to have this nasty stigma on it, and we're one of those. So the emotion behind it and the platform, that's really big, is the emotion. It can be laughter, it can be love, it can be crying, tear jerking. Emotions is very big in selling to millennials. All right, and they like to be heard, acknowledged, and problem solved. So those are just a few tips. Oh, here it is. Remember I told you 17 to 23-year-old women, I know I said this, go to video. They use TikTok as their primary source for hearing about new products. Yes. And 60% of of TikTok users is Gen Z. All right. If I miss anything, I'm sorry. You are yes, Jen. You guys are the adapters. You guys have, because you weren't going to get left behind with us millennials. I think that's why we're so similar, is because I feel like Gen X, when we started doing it, they were like, well, if we want to do anything, we need to do this too. And they have that very open mindset. Get with the flow. I love you. So that's all we're doing today. Again, go to the beginning if you missed it, kind of what we're going to be talking about. I have Insta in here. I have Snapchat in here. I have TikTok. There's going to be more. There's going to be more worksheets. There's going to be trackers. There's going to be that. It is coming, all right? But this is part one, the intro. Thanks for sticking with me. Really quick, social media content. I talked about it briefly on our Monday training, but I want to just put it in here for the sake, because we're going to be uploading this training on our YouTube page. So if you do want to rewatch it, and don't rewatch it right now, it is going on the YouTube page. It might be easier for you to watch on there, just because you can have it like in the background while you're doing stuff. So what you're looking at first is Facebook personal. Okay, this is going to get changed. We're going to add the Gen Z edition of this too, just so you know. This is the millennial edition. Gen Z's coming, all right, just so you know. Facebook personal. So topic. What do you mean topic? That's what you're doing every day. Your pillars. So maybe Sunday is pillar 3. So okay, we'll do being a mom is my Monday pillar. All right, so Monday I'm talking about being a mom, hot mess mom. Tuesday, I do an empowering kind of quote, or, it'll be my mental health kind of, that's one of my platforms. It's one of my biggest things that I do what I do for, right? That's Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to do engagement, and maybe I'll do meals or food because everybody's back to school, crock pot meals, something engaging. So it's really just giving you that. And then there's the room if you want to write little notes or what photo you want to use so you have it and pull it. I do this on Sunday. Every Sunday, this is what I do. I didn't have this handy dandy thing, but this is exactly what I've been doing for 7 years. And when I don't do this, guess what happens to my social media? It tanks. It falters. I lose all the hard work I have already done. It's terrible. All right. So I also put here, it's hard to see mine, but you'll notice when you look at it, likes, comments, and time. That's only if you are trying to figure out. If you don't know, like I know to not post at certain times. I personally know that on Thursday nights I'm going to have a big hit if I do like usually I'll pitch around that time, because that's like one of my biggest, I know people are on the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time on a Thursday night. I know those things. If you don't, and you're really just starting off with social media, that's what that's for. It's for you to track when your audience is the most active and what they're most receptive to. So if you see, every time you post a cat post about your cats and it blows up, that might be telling to you, A, make sure you're really sharing them, but B, you found that group, that's awesome, and really to focus also on others, where you can put other time, don't just do that one thing. Sorry. Next up is the 1 through 5. Those are your stories. So again, you can put cat, fell in toilet photo, kids back to school photo on Monday next week or Tuesday next week, a picture of the crock pot, and do like, what's your favorite new meal, and have them type in a question, question, or do you like crock pots or air fryers? You could do something like that for meals. Like, see how I did it on my personal page, and then I'm gonna acquire it into there. You're gonna reuse content because we're gonna work smarter, not harder. That's another thing. This is gonna be really overwhelming if you are creating everything from the ground up. Use what you have. Be who you are. Don't change that, and reuse shit like it's your job. I have made 3 reels now on videos such like this, or that have gone live on my personal page, and I just happened to like, one of them was a donut. I was live on my personal page having my pumpkin coffee, just to give you an example. So what I did is I went and I took that video, took the recording of the live on my personal page, and because I didn't get to create content last week because I was so sick before we got on the plane to go. So I had no content last week. I never missed a day of reels because I used videos that I already had. Okay? I used videos I already had. Were they the best? No, but they still did really well. All right? And I still did it. I didn't make an excuse. So use what you have. Start there. See what you have. Anyways, next one is reels and lives. So if you are doing reels, that's great. That is your topics. You can be like, I'm going to do one about, because we're going to talk about reels a lot, getting into all of that, the niche part of it and everything else, kind of what I'm still kind of finding mine. I'm not going to lie to you. Like it's been a very hard transition for me with that. And I feel like I'm finally finding some kind of groove, but the topics are, you can write like the sound down, like I'm gonna do this funny sound, this inspirational one, that dance, and whatever. Or if you're doing a live, to remind yourself. And then if you are somebody who loves trackers and you can keep it, you can go back and look, because you're gonna put the week up. So you're gonna say, hey, did I ever do that reel? I thought I did that reel. And you're gonna see that you didn't. Or you're gonna see that it did really well. And you can look back at this and really help yourself build that. Honestly, I think it's going to help you build the confidence, because you're going to be doing it consistently. It's going to give you what you want. All right? Just to have them. Just to have them. Exactly, Candace. What did I do? I have reels that I've made, not reels, but like short videos of me just walking into Target in different ways, driving by, because Target's one of my big things. So driving by, because I can't go to Disney, so I might as well go to Target every day. So doing that. What else? I just did them. I was at the pool. Every time I'm like, I was bowling. Like, I just take videos of everything. Just record things. You're actually going to be happy you record them, because then you're going to have, especially if it is of your animals or your kids or whatever, grandkids, you're going to have those. So those are all good things. All right. And at the bottom is the birthdays. So if you are a person, which is going to be one of the tips, there will be a tip about that, doing birthdays every single day on Facebook. All right. Making people feel important. Don't just say happy birthday. Say happy birthday in their name. Make it personal. Make it a little bit, you don't have to go crazy, but make it personal. I hope you're eating your favorite, if you know that they like something or whatever, like hope you get spoiled, or hope so-and-so spoils you. Use it like you know their name. You're not just putting it generically. All right. Cat seat. There you go. There you go. So if you do that, then you can check off that you've gotten it done, if that works for you. And if you're like, this is crazy, I'm not doing that, you don't have to. This is not mandatory. This is for the people who need it. I've never used the tracker, but I've been doing this tracker for 7 years, basically. It's evolved with the stories, but when I first started, there was just this, okay? Just this. And then 3 months after I started, there was live. So then this. And then about 2.5 years in, there became this. 3 years in, I think, became stories. Really started. Okay, this. And then reels, like a year ago or whatever, year and a half ago, 2 years. Or it was 2020, I would say. So about 2.5 years, TikTok really became big. But it's evolved. As have I. I'm not supposed to be the same person I was 7 years ago. Neither are you. And if you're working your business like you were 7 years ago, or if you're working your business like you were 7 months ago and it's not working, maybe try something new, like social selling. So we're going to talk more and more about that, being influencers, all the fun stuff. Can't wait to see you next week.